Hello everyone, my name is Carlie Hamilton and I'm here today to do another scrapbook layout process video for you guys. This one is for my wedding album and I really wanted to try something a little bit different, so I started off by getting some of my scrap bubble wrap that I've tried not to pop, and I just put on some ink on it, some new distress ink that I have, and just whacked that on the background of the page. And I really love the way that looks, and it's actually, once it's dried, it is super subtle, so I could have even done with it being a bit darker, but oh well. This one is for my wedding album, and it's actually the 122nd layout that I have done this year. So that's incredible. But anyway, yeah, so I'm well past the 100 mark now. I'm just matting it on some of my cardstock that or pattern paper that I've got here. Doing a bit of a double matte with the darker navy and then the bright, it's a bright hot pink, almost red colour. I thought the background needed a bit more, so I've brought out my colour shines. I've got it in navy and mint, and I'm just doing a bit of splodging, splattering around the page to add a bit more excitement to that background. So while it dries, I just get my photos and sort of work out how I'm going to put them on the page, and I sort of want it a little bit centralized, but also a little bit down lower, so almost centralized. Now I've got a sticker here that I am going to start embellishing that bottom corner there. So I stick down the sticker, then I look through my stash and I look through my lace. I'm trying to use up a lot of my lace that I've had in my stash for a million years, and I decided to use this sort of creamy coloured lace. So I stick it down with a bit of my ribbon adhesive that I have. Now this layout took approximately an hour and 36 minutes, which is on the longer side. And the reason that it took so long is because I did a bit of hand stitching, and I'm not the quickest sewer. I don't have a sewing machine, and I probably couldn't have sewed with my sewing machine because I used it to hold down a metal embellishment, which you'll see soon. I got out that little yes like speech bubble thing and I thought that's awesome. Saying, you know, I do, saying yes. But it didn't really quite go with the like how I wanted my wedding album to be. It's a bit more fun. I want my wedding album to be non-fun. No, well, you know what I mean. Okay, so I'm using a bit of my fabric tape that I got from Freckle Fawn recently. I love this stuff. It is awesome. Fabric is awesome. I wish I had some more fabric things. I love incorporating that kind of stuff in my layouts, and I guess this is just a bonus that it is self-adhesive, so that's awesome. I've cut out a third piece there that I'm planning on using in that cluster there. Like I'm sort of planning to do like a title kind of cluster up above that horizontal picture. But I don't want to stick it down just yet because I know I'm going to stick something under it. So I get out a doily that I'd already cut in half, and I thought to myself I want it bigger. So I get out a fresh doily that's bigger is better, and tuck it under there. I really want it to be sort of poking off the top of that line there, and I accidentally had pulled out 2 and had cut 2 in half, but oh well. I seem to use half doilies more often than full ones, and I also got plenty of other full ones, so it's no big deal that I accidentally cut 2. So there's that metal embellishment that I was talking about. I decided to include that ampersand in this page. I seem to have an abundance of ampersands at the moment. That one is from a Studio Calico kit, but I think for this wedding album I just thought ampersand and just collected everyone that I could see. I also have this Dear Lizzie sticker. I can't quite remember what it says. We'll see more clearly at the end, but in my little, when I'm doing my voiceovers, it's a little tiny little image. So I think it says something like you're 1 in a million, but I could be way wrong there. So I decided that's what I'm going to have as the top of my embellishment, but I want to have this fabric adhesive underneath it, and sometimes I just cannot get that damn backing off. There we go. So I've got that just sort of peeking out from behind that sticker, and that also helps you draw your eye down through the page in a diagonal way. It sort of brings those three kind of clusters together. Just going through my die cut box here, trying to add a few more things to the page. I get out a vellum love heart, and that's when I noticed that I had splattered. I'd got some ink on my photo, probably from when I was trying to stick it down. Okay, so now I decide I'm going to adhere that metal ampersand by sewing it on. So I just put a foam mat underneath my page, and I use my pokey tool to poke holes in the paper where I want to sew, because it's so much easier to pre-poke than to poke as you go with your needle. So I just poke away, and I sort of do it a bit, I'm poking through the ampersand is what I'm trying to say, so that I'm going to be sewing that ampersand onto the page. I also get out a bit of adhesive and stick down that ampersand, just so that it's not moving around as I'm sewing, because it's already going to be a bit of a pain in the anus. So adding a bit of adhesive makes it so much easier to start sewing. Now I cut out most of my sewing, but I just wanted to show you that I just use some washi tape to stick down that. I find it so much easier to stick it down with a bit of washi tape than to worry about tying knots and stuff like that. So I just sew it up, and there we go, it's a finished result. It takes me ages to sew. I'm not a quick sewer, I'm not a neat sewer, I'm not a great sewer, but I really love how it looks on the page. So, and I felt like doing some sewing, so I want to do the same in this top cluster, and I'm going to use it this time to stick down that vellum love heart. So again, I use a bit of adhesive just to keep it in place, and then I poke my holes through the page to start sewing, and I've got my little foam mat behind it. That mat is actually a stamping mat, and I got it for free when I used to work at my local scrapbooking store. So that's a bonus for working at your local scrapbooking store. But I use it, I rarely use it for stamping. I use it more for poking holes and things. So once I've sewed that all down, I do a little cluster up the top there, just a round sticker and another little love heart sticker. And once that's done, I start to pull out a whole heap of letter stickers, trying to find something that is the right colour. I've got like heaps of all these pinks and stuff, but sometimes it's hard to find the right colour. The one that I really wanted to use is the Jelly Bean Soup one, but I'm running out of letters in it. So what I actually... Oh, and I'm also really terrible at titles. Have you noticed that? This one so I'm trying to brainstorm all these titles, and this one I bring out this folder here, which actually has our wedding ceremony on it and what was actually said. So I looked through, like I read through what the celebrant said and what we had to say and things like that, trying to come up with ideas of what on earth I can use as a title that I have the letters for. Because I've run out of like E's and A's almost in that Jelly Bean Soup one. So in the end, with all my waffling here, I came up with linking of lives by marriage is one of the words that the celebrant said. So I decided that that works. I've got the letters for it. and I can make that work with the stickers that I wanted to, and it sounds nice. And that's the part of the ceremony that we're at the moment as well, when the celebrant is talking. So I used my white foam stickers that I got in a freckle form kit for the word marriage. And for this one, you can see I don't have any E's left, so I'm using an A, chopping off the little tail of the A and turning it upside down to turn it into an E. And now I'm out of A's and E's, so I'm going to have to get super creative to finish off this sheet of stickers. So I move these letter stickers around a lot because I'm not 100% sure how I want to position all these letters. And I do know about the technique of putting them on like clear acetate, or I used to use leftover bits of, you know, when you'd pull off your adhesive and you got that nice sheet. You could use that, tracing paper, etc., etc. But I like the challenge of sticking them down and trying to get them right the first time. And, and as you can see in this one, it really doesn't work. But oh well. So I really should have cut out more of this, but I really wanted to show you how I actually move them around. So I've got the linking of lives by marriage, and I'm using a third little tile stickers there for the small inconsequential words, which I love. And here I decided it just looks like there's got too much spaces. The spacing just feels off. And in the end, I decide, and I get it right, I think, I move this linking right over to the other side there, and getting the placement of the G right and the of right, and I think that uses up the blank space that I've got in that title area really well. So I'm really happy with, in the end, how this title turns out. Now, with the title complete, the only really thing I've got left to do is stick down that flower, which I love. It's from the Freckle Fawn kit. It is super, super dimensional. But oh well, I don't mind that. I love a bit of thickness, fatness to my pages. And then I also add dimensional magic to the letter stickers on my title. It is something that I've been doing, it's my latest craze, and I find that it really helps the title just pop that much more. It looks fantastic. I love it. I also added a little bit to that love heart sticker that I put on the side. So my finishing touches for this page is to add some sequins in my 3 cluster areas. In that top area, I sort of just sprinkle them down on the page and roughly leave them where they land. A couple of them were two or so stuck together, so I had to, like, you know, uncluster them. But apart from that, sort of just left them where they landed. When I started sticking down there, though, I felt like it needed one less to make it feel more balanced, I guess. And I end up moving that one that I took off the page onto another, down the bottom of the page. So I just used my glue stick, my glue and my tweezers to stick it down. So you can see there I ended up moving one of the sequins up into the ampersand area and then adding a third one down the bottom of the page there. And then those 3 there into that blank space in my title area. So I do move them around a fair bit. They keep the shape of how they fell, but I guess I was a bit of a control freak. So I added a bit more glue on those ones there to make sure that they stuck. So that's my page, everyone. I'm going to show you a bit of a close-up and then some photos at the very end. So I thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. As always, if you did like this video, please give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. You can check out more of my stuff at my blog, which is createmess.com. I have some more process videos coming very soon, some more from my wedding album, some more exciting sewing, so look forward to them. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I love hearing what you all have to say, so thank you very much for taking the time to leave a comment. And I hope you're all having lots of fun making a mess. Bye!